The Nigerian Air Force has denied reports that 23 civilians were killed last weekend in Jikada Kolo community, Giwa local government area of Kaduna State during an airstrike targeting insurgents. The Air Force says the air component of Operation Whirl Punch killed scores of terrorists and destroyed the logistics base of terrorists at Yadi Forest in the local government area. The military says the base was owned by a terrorist kingpin known as Kadade Gurgu, a close ally of the popular terrorist leader Dogo Gide, and the operation conducted on Friday was done after intelligence revealed a high presence of terrorists in the area. However, the community reportedly accused the Air Force of mistakenly killing 23 people during the launch. The villagers said among the victims were farmers and children who were in the community mosque on the day.
Right, joining us now live from Kaduna to discuss these allegations of bombing of citizens by the Nigeria Air Force is Arise News correspondent Nisi Gabriel. Nisi, good to see you. Help us get clarity over this claims and counterclaims. The community says the NAF have accidentally killed 23 people, but the NAF is denying it, saying, look, we don't bomb just anyhow. We follow these people, these terrorists, for at least 4 days, and we make sure they're in the forest before we bomb. What can you tell us about these claims?
Well, it's allegations and counter-allegations between this community and the Nigeria Air Force. What we do know is that over the weekend, the Nigeria Air Force, under the aegis of Operation Punch, conducted air operations across Kaduna and its environs. According to the Nigeria Air Force, this operation targeted Yadi Forest, which is located in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State. And they say the operation was largely successful because scores of terrorists were killed, and they also targeted their logistic base and their enclave. As we all know, Yadi is a danger zone. For over 2 years, there has been high presence of terrorists in that particular area, and the military sees these recent bombardments as a success because they say scores of terrorists were killed. However, just like you rightly highlighted, there are accusations and counter-accusations out there. Locals are saying that there are civilian casualty. However, it is very difficult for us to verify these claims because information coming out from there are very sketchy. Unlike what we had during the Tunduburi incident, we could see traditional rulers, members of the community coming out there to the media with evidence saying that indeed there was an accidental airstrike by the military. That was in the Tunduburi incident. But in this particular incident, it's really, really hard to verify these claims by these locals. And like I said, information from this particular local government is still really sketchy. However, according to the Nigeria Air Force, they say learning from lessons from the Tunduburi incident, they do not just conduct airstrike anyhow. In other words, what they said is that they dispatched a surveillance reconnaissance aircraft to this particular location, and they have been monitoring the activities of terrorists in this particular in the Yadi general area for weeks before a go-ahead was given for that airstrike. So that's the situation, yeah, and that's what we know so far.
Well, Nisi, help us again if we can. With some form of certainty, you and your team, have you been able to speak with any of the locals who claim that some of their kinsmen were killed in that air raid?
Yes, that is the biggest. It's a mystery to some of us here because, like I pointed out earlier, unlike the Tunduburi incident, you have individuals coming out boldly to say, look, I've lost my loved ones. This was what happened. And it's so sad because it's really painful to lose your loved ones. And just like these individuals in this community are claiming, we are yet to see people coming out boldly to say, this is what happened. At so time, this is what happened. So it's very difficult. And that might be largely due to the nature of the terrain. That could be also part of this of the case. But we are yet to see people coming out to say this is what happened. The only thing we know so far is that the councillor from that place confirmed that yes, that particular forest is a danger zone. It has high presence of terrorist activities going on there, but he could not confirm if there were civilian casualties. So information are still very sketchy, and it's very difficult to verify these claims. However, what the Nigerian Army is, what the Nigerian Air Force is saying is that, look, we conducted our due diligence before carrying out this operation, and learning from the lessons from the Tundubiri incident, we don't just go out there to carry out air bombardments anyhow, and we ensure that air bombardments we ensure that go-ahead are being given for airstrike in places that are not close to communities. So in other words, what the Air Force is saying is that Yadi Forest is located in a thick bush, and reports out there is that these locals were killed in worship centers, in the worship center in that particular forest. And the question the Air Force is posing is, how come we have a worship center located in the thick forest? But however, the Air Force, through its Deputy Director of Public Relations and Information, has issued a statement, and they said in that statement that a thorough investigation will be carried out because they do not take these allegations lightly, and a thorough investigation will be conducted to unravel the mystery behind these allegations. And once that investigation is carried out, the information will be brought out to the public. But so far, it's just allegation and counter-allegation. And what we know is that Yadi Forest is a danger zone. It has high presence of terrorists. And to many people here in Kaduna, they see that operation as a huge success because high military offensive is going on across Kaduna State and the Northwest region. And many persons in Kaduna State say this operation by the Nigerian Air Force is actually working.
Well, Nisi, you know, we'll have to stay on this because this is on Arise News, especially you and your team. You have to help us here because you know how they live in the northern Nigeria. People can converge even in their farmlands to pray in congregation. So how soon can you get back to this local politician, that's the councillor who you spoke to earlier? He should be able to ascertain if any of his constituents is missing or killed.
Yes, even before coming on air, I did put the phone call across again, and informations were still sketchy because this political figure did say, yes, a military airstrike occurred, but he can't confirm if civilians were involved in this particular incident. And that is why I said, due to the nature of this terrain, the information is still very sketchy and it will be difficult to verify. And however, reports out there that we are getting, persons coming out to the media to confirm this incident remain anonymous. They prefer to be under the anonymous toga. So it's very, very difficult. Unlike what we had in Tundubiri, I keep reiterating this because I was on ground for the Tundubiri incident, and we moved straight to this particular scene where that incident occurred. We even had locals coming to us as journalists to say, this is what happened to us. We demand justice. We seek justice. So it's yet to be seen. Probably in the coming days, we'll get people from this community coming out to speak and to give further details of what had happened. But for now, information is still very sketchy.
Yes, indeed. Nisi Gabriel, thank you very much. Well, it must be stated since 2017, over 300 civilians have been reportedly killed in accidental airstrikes conducted by the Nigerian Air Force. Hopefully, we get closure on this particular story.